House Bill 1, an act relating to child welfare.
Gentleman from Garrett.
Mr. Speaker, I would yield to the gentleman from Lincoln 80 for explanation of Senate amendments and a motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Lincoln 80 for further explanation of Senate amendments and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members of the body. You may remember that House Bill 1 is the Adoption and Foster Care Reform Bill. This is a process that started around a year ago and comes to a conclusion tonight. We have worked tirelessly on this for several months now. We had a great bill that passed out of this House, went down to the Senate, and they have made a great bill even better. I will explain to you some of the changes, but first, Mr. Speaker, if I could, I'd ask the clerk to please report Senate Committee Substitute 1.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 1.
Gentleman from Lincoln.
So if there be no questions, Mr. Speaker, I would move that the House does concur with Senate Committee Substitute 1.
Motion that the House does concur with Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Those opposed, nay. House does concur with Senate Committee Substitute 1. Gentleman from Lincoln.
Mr. Speaker, I would ask that the clerk call Senate Floor Amendment 2.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 1.
Gentleman from Lincoln.
If there be no questions, Mr. Speaker, I'd move for concurrence of Senate Floor Amendment 2.
Motion is that the House does concur with Senate Floor Amendment 2. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. House does concur with Senate Floor Amendment 2. Gentleman from Lincoln.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the members of the body know, this is a very important issue to me. We've worked on it for a long time. And this is my reason for being so passionate about it. This is my daughter, Kara. This is my son, Caleb, and my wife, Rebecca. And Caleb has played a very important part in the adoption of Kara, as he helped with her transition when she came home. And they mean everything to me, as I know your families do to you. And this is why we do this job, is to change the lives of people in Kentucky for the better. And so with that said, Mr. Speaker, I will move for final passage of House Bill 1 as amended in the Senate and concurred in by the House.
Question before the body is final passage of House Bill 1 as amended in the Senate and concurred in by the House. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, no, and the roll call machine is open for your vote. All members voted. Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. There being 90 members voting aye, 1 member voting no, House Bill 1, as amended in the Senate, concurred in by the House, is finally passed. Gentleman from Lincoln.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the children, the foster and adoptive families across Kentucky, I move for clencher.
Without objection, clencher is applied.